Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsay.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsay.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
By and by, when
You
the
got the
morning
haircut,
comes,
everything. Come on, baby.
say,
He said, I'm going to pull up.
We will tell the story of how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Life with the Lindseys.
Welcome to Life with the Lindseys.
We have our video back. So, sorry, y'all. We haven't had a video for a couple weeks.
Yeah, we've been doing a little traveling.
Lots of traveling.
It's been busy, y'all.
And now I need a
y'all
vacation.
y'all done with spring break yet? Because spring break spring break was tough.
It was tough.
Spring break was tough. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, these my kids, all of mine.
How many kids did we say we wanted? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know how many said I wanted, and then and the Lord said, I heard you. I heard you, but I got other plans. That's what the
And
Lord
I'm glad
said.
he did, because I'm not housing any more people.
You're not housing anymore people. You didn't have fun housing them people.
You think I had fun housing 10-pound kids?
I'm
I'm glad that season is over.
it's done.
You know what we can talk about today?
What you wanna talk
I'm
about
really excited about.
What?
So in my busy trader
Oh Lord. No. I'm
Discord
excited.
group.
I'm
group.
so excited.
They're like my family. I love them. They're amazing.
Yeah, I know you're talking to them all day.
I do talk to them all day, but I do pep talks every month.
Mhm.
And this past pep talk that I did was on discontentment and overtrading. And essentially I was just saying, like, a reflection of overtrading is a deeper rooted issue of discontentment in your heart. Like, you're not content with your gains for that day. So you just keep going until you blow your account, you lose it all.
Okay.
So let me finish.
I was about to say, okay.
Let me finish, baby. So what I challenged them to do is do a fast for the next 10 days. We're doing no complaining fast. If you haven't noticed, for the past 24 hours, I have not complained once.
Oh, good.
Have you noticed? You
No,
haven't noticed? Wow,
I
I
haven't
just
noticed.
don't complain then. So it's just been such a great life.
But before we move forward, what is overtrading?
Overtrading is where we have like a trading plan, and our trading plan says, okay, 5 to 10% a day, and we're going to be done, close our laptop. Overtrading is anything over 5 trades. So 5
So
round
anything
trip
over
trades.
the plan.
Over the plan.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So say you took a loss and you're like, I'm a revenge trade. I'm gonna get my money back.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. So what I encourage them to do is to do a fast from complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can talk about that, because what I found is how easy it is to just complain.
It is. It's very easy to complain.
So easy to focus and create misery and frustration. It's almost like the enemy meets you there in your misery and your frustration and your hard times. And he'll help you build up more lies in your head about everybody and everything because you chose misery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really challenge them, because I know when I get down, like, I feel like the enemy just makes me down about everything and everybody. Like, everybody's my enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I had to step back and challenge us. You know, I'm not going to complain for the next 10 days. I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to be content.
What? No, I'm for you. I'm for it. I'm for the idea of not complaining. So yeah.
Why do you think it's so easy just to like look on the dark side and not the bright side?
I think pessimism is a very easy route for many people to take.
Yeah.
I mean, the world itself is saturated with a lot of pessimism. If you look at the news is very, it skews towards the negative.
Yeah, it is.
The news skews towards the negative. Social media skews towards the negative. Everybody is guilty. Everybody is this, and everybody's bad, and everybody's doing this. And so I think it's very easy to just kind of lean in that direction.
Yeah.
So when you lean in that direction, and then also because we have a very consumer-centered heart, it's always like we have to always go after the next thing. It's always about, advertising the next phone and the next car and the next thing that comes out and the next this and buying the next house and buying all the stuff. And so a consumer heart is never satisfied. And many people think that they're going to somehow heal their heart by filling a shopping cart.
Come on, that's a word.
And that won't happen.
That's a whole thing. Heal your heart from a shopping cart. I know that I struggled with that for years. Every time I got mad at you, I'd go on Amazon.
I don't know if that had anything to do with discontentment, but I'm gonna throw that out there. I don't know if that had anything to do with
that was my coping mechanism.
Oh, you're trying to fill your heart by filling a cart.
Exactly. So I go on Amazon. I'd be like, he ain't gonna tell me what to do. He ain't my daddy. So instead of stepping back, I know, and I don't say that anymore, because now I recognize the root to that issue, and the Lord's healing me.
What was the root?
Daddy issues.
Oh, okay.
And I just didn't respect men. I respected you, but I just didn't respect men in general.
It's okay to say you didn't respect me.
But no, I did. But I did respect you. I always did. That's the thing. I don't think you understand. I've always had a respect for you and honor for you. Oh. I just have daddy issues, so I just had to work through them. But in general, I always looked up to you, and I was he's amazing, right? So, you didn't made me forget what I was going to say.
No, we was talking about filling the shopping cart, and then you said that you used to do that in the past.
Instead of dealing with my deep-rooted discontentment in my heart, daddy issues, you go shopping. Yeah. And then I realized, it's like I woke up one day and I realized all this stuff doesn't make me feel better. Yeah. All the stuff on Amazon, every gadget, you can have them all and you can still feel empty on the inside. Yeah. And that discontentment is real. And it's like nothing, you think outside things, external things will make you happy. You think another marriage will make you happy. You think more clothes, more things, more stuff, more houses, more cars, more things to flex on social media will make you happy. But if anything, I feel like it just makes it worse. Yeah, it does. It makes it a whole lot worse. And the assumption is that if I somehow get it, then, that will be the point. That will be the breaking point that will ultimately heal my soul. And like you just said, that's not the case. Because when you don't have an attitude of gratitude, remember that's what you always say to my old preacher, they'd be like, you need to have an attitude of gratitude. Oh, shut up. But having an attitude of gratitude is very good, because what you are projecting and what you're projecting on the outside is a feeling of contentment on the inside. Yeah. That's what gratitude is. Gratitude is an outward expression of what I'm content with internally. So if I see it in front of me, if I'm grateful, I'm thankful for the little, then what God tells us, he said, if you're grateful for this little thing because you take care of it, you manage the little because you're grateful for it, then I can give you much. Because you're thankful for the little, I can give you much. And we don't usually correlate, that particular verse with gratitude and gratefulness and thankfulness. That's real though. Because we always say, well, if you're faithful with the little, then God, because there's a scripture tells you, you're faithful with the little, then God will give you more. But faithfulness is all about gratitude. I need to be grateful for the little. Grateful for the little piece of fish, because I believe that where the little piece of fish came from, God can give me a bigger piece. You know what I mean? I can be faithful, a good steward over it. But stewardship is all about gratefulness. Yeah. But everybody wants to move up, and we live in a consumer world. So it's like, I need to move up. It's the next job. It's starting the next business. It's writing the next book. It's doing the next thing. It's doing this. So I'm never satisfied in where I am. Like it's J. Cole song that I absolutely love. And he talks about, I know, throwing J. Cole in there, Apostle J. Cole. He writes his letters from North Carolina. North Carolina. But anyway, J. Cole, he has this song out where he talks about, he says, there's no life. He says, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. Come on, that's a word. Yeah, he says, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. And he goes back and talks about his past, but I think that the song is very uplifting and encouraging, because it speaks to the fact that there is no such thing. Yeah. You need to be grateful for the life you have. Yeah. Now, your life may not be the best. Yeah. It may not speak to all the best that there is to live in society. However, there is a sense of gratefulness, and where there is gratefulness, then joy can then be burst out. I agree. One of the things that I'm challenging them to do, or all of us to do, is just focus on a gratitude journal. Like, what are you thankful for today? Like, instead of focusing on the kids driving you up the wall, not being ready for school in time, just be like, Lord, I thank you for children. Like, I prayed for so long to have children, and now they're here. Now I'm complaining about my answered prayer. Child, right? That's me right there. You speak in my language. So it's I wanted kids. Like that was the. Oh my! You harassed me for kids on like day one. Well, even before I met you, everybody calm down. Even before I met you, I was like, "Yo, I want kids." Like I wanted kids so bad. I wanted kids so bad. I was like, man, I wish I wanted the responsibility that came from it. I remember people would ask me like, "Would you marry a woman who had kids?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Because for me, that was like, I was coming into a situation where kids were already there. I just wanted kids. I wanted that responsibility. I wanted to be a father. I just wanted that. And then sometimes I look at my kids and I'd be like, oh,
y'all got to get up out of here. Like, who invited y'all? Who invited y'all over?
You be so ready.
How did you get here?
I talked to Logan.
Nobody's supposed to be here.
Sidebar, I talked to Logan. And I'm like, do you know, like, I was like, do you think I'm going to be sad when you leave and go off to like college or you move away? And he's like, yeah, I think you'll be sad and crying a lot, but dad probably won't care.
Dad gonna be like, you know what, yo, son, I love you, bro. I love you, and I want what's best for you.
And I'm probably gonna need therapy through that.
And what's best for you is all the way over there. You might, but thank God for our sponsors, which this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp, yeah. So y'all, we love BetterHelp. It's amazing. Right now, you can go online and you can get connected with a therapist within 48 hours. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So people don't realize, babe, like if you have stress, anxiety, headaches, like you don't feel good, you can't quite figure it out, you have stomach issues, digestion issues, all that stuff, it could be related to stress.
Absolutely.
So they pair you with a therapist. You go on, you fill out a survey, they pair you with somebody that, you know, can match you based on what your needs are.
Yeah.
You can connect with them online within 48 hours. You can message them through the portal.
Yeah.
It's just, they help with every issue you could possibly think of, stress, anxiety.
And one thing I love, if you just heard my wife was talking about with pairing you with somebody, I know people personally who have used a BetterHelp, the online therapy, and they were paired up with someone, they didn't really feel comfortable with them, they moved to somebody else, and they had the comfort level that they needed. So don't think that, oh, I'm paired up with somebody and I'm stuck. You're not going and sitting down in the office. You don't have to, you can get rid of all that kind of stuff, but stress is real. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are anxious, and you need somebody to talk to. This is that time to do that.
Yeah. So this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp and Life with the Lindseys. Listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Lindseys. That's BetterHelp.com/Lindseys.
And Lindseys is Lindseys. So betterhelp.com/Lindseys, Lindseys.
I love what Apostle J. Cole said, though.
Come on, Apostle J. Cole.
But it's true, though. It's like we think the party is over there, like with somebody else doing something else. If I just had this, I would be happier. If I just had that, I would feel better about myself. But I feel like it's like this thing that King Solomon talked about. Like it's all like, it's just all a waste.
It's all a waste.
It's all worthless.
Yeah.
I mean, he says that throughout Ecclesiastes. He's just like, he's like, I had it all, y'all. Like I had it all. And I realized it's all worthless in comparison to Christ, you know? And so I feel like we have to step back and say, if I'm never satisfied, if I'm never happy, if I'm always complaining, I'm always grumpy. And the thing is, how we are, I believe, gets passed on to people around us. Like we set the atmosphere. So if I'm walking around moping, complaining about everything, like it changes the atmosphere of my home. If I want a peaceful home, I have to do my part in contributing to that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
But something real quick, I noticed that just being intentional, and honestly, I know I complain, but I don't feel like I complain like all day and all night, right? But even with this, I'm realizing that those opportunities that I'm going to complain, like to stop myself and to change the way that I think. Like I'm actually stopping myself and saying, no. You're going to be thankful and you'll be grateful for this.
You got your eyebrows done?
No, I got my lashes done.
Your lashes done. That's what I mean, your lashes, not your eyebrows, but your lashes. You got your lashes?
Yeah. Do you like them, baby?
Yeah, I like them. I was looking at your face and I was like, hold up, something different. But I see it about.
Thank you, baby. But it's really causing me to step back and be like, okay, we're going to be thankful. We're going to be grateful. You know, we're going to take a deep breath. We're not going to stress out. It's going to be okay. It's all going to work out. Look on the bright side. Like, what's the beauty in this situation? Right? Like I was encouraging some of them because, you know, they lost some money in the stock market, and you'll lose money in the market. The focus is manage your risk so you don't lose a lot, right? Keep your losses small. But I was encouraging them. I'm like, you're in the game. You're learning the journey. You haven't quit. You haven't given up. You've made money. Right. You've learned the process. Like, that's amazing. Like you're here, right? So instead of focusing on all the bad stuff, like, okay, how can I turn what I'm going through into a beautiful lesson that God can use in my life to give him glory?
I love that. I know how to correlate that. Well, you can speak of that in like stock market terms. Mm-hmm. For me, I can speak of that in like working out. Mm-hmm. Because it's the same thing. Like I get the guys who go and they work out with me, and you know the journey of progression is not easy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose. You're going to get hurt. You're going to feel pain. You're going to feel all that kind of stuff.
You're going to work me out again.
You're going to want to quit. I'm going to work you out again.
You work me out again.
Oh, girl, I thought you were talking about something else. I was like, hold up, girl. We just.
Wait, really? Wow. Wow. All right. Keep going.
Yes. I'm like, but.
Working out in the gym.
I know, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like appreciating the small gains, because when you're in there in the gym and you're working out, it's easy for you to start looking in the mirror and being like, oh, I don't see the change, or I don't see it, and then you get frustrated, like, oh, I don't see the muscles yet, I don't see this, I don't see that, and getting into that and just kind of staying in that rhythm, that routine, but being grateful for the moment. Like I was trying to explain to some of the guys that working out with, I'm like, yo, you probably can't lift all of that weight, but be thankful that you can even press the bar.
Yeah.
Because some people can't do that.
Up.
Yeah. Be thankful you showed up. But I mean, also like, I want to push my guys to like, oh man, I can always do this. I can reach the sky. But it's like, I want you to be thankful for the fact that you were able to show up.
Yeah.
Because there are some people who are laying inside of hospital beds who wish they can walk into a gym. Yeah. Like, I want you to be thankful that you can curl you can curl the 25s.
That's real.
Don't look at the guy over here who may be curling 55s, because he could have started years ago.
It's real.
You know what I mean?
That's so real.
It's that place of gratefulness and
it changes
gratitude.
Your perspective.
Oh yeah.
You're doing what Philippians says, and it says, think on things that are good and beautiful and worthy of praise. Like, don't think on bad things.
Right.
Don't think on fear and worry and doubt. And I feel like when you have that mindset where you're like, I'm going to think on good things, I'm going to believe the best about this situation, I'm not going to gripe, I'm not going to complain. Like, I can look throughout the Bible and see where, there's so many times, even with Paul and Silas, like they were in jail, chained, right? And they just decided to worship God through that, right?
Which is just insane.
After they just got beat in the streets, right?
Yeah.
And embarrassed, mocked, all that other stuff, stoned. And it's like they made a decision that they were going to go to the jail cell and worship God through it and not complain, because they could complain.
Right.
Like, I'm doing all this stuff for you, Jesus. What the heck,
I know I've done that before.
Right. And I feel like many people have. They feel like, God, I've moved to a place. What the heck? Or God, I'm living for you and people are slandering my name. God, I'm trying to do what's right because it's right. And it's hard and it's frustrating. I feel alone. And I feel like they're in very similar situations. But Paul and Silas, I think, are a great example to us that say, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
I'm going to worship God through this. And then they saw breakthrough.
Wow.
And I just feel like we'll see some breakthrough in our life if we begin to worship God through those hard times.
Right.
And not focus so much on the situation. Yeah, the situation happened. It sucks. It's hard.
Right.
But what's the beauty in this?
Yeah.
What can I learn from this?
And I think that comes down to perspective.
For sure. 100%.
It comes down to perspective. And I think the perspective can change somebody's life.
Come on.
It's interesting because every time I get in an airplane, the sky does not look as intimidating to me. Because I
don't even think about it anymore.
I'm flying in it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like when I'm in an airplane, I look down and we're getting ready to land over Salt Lake City, and I see the mountains. Like, the sky, the mountains don't look as intimidating anymore.
That's true.
Because it's like, man, I'm getting ready to. I'm over them, so they don't look as intimidating. They look smaller than what they actually are, and I think that goes to the perspective. So anytime we're standing up to something, anytime we complain about it, it always makes a mountain out of something that God always just wanted to be a molehill. Like, it ain't that big.
So good.
It ain't that big. And that's when we complain about it, because we feel like it's bigger than what we can handle. But God's like, man, if you just change your perspective,
that's good.
And if you make me bigger than that,
that's good.
And you're just thankful, you're thankful because I'm with you. And you may say, well, God, all my friends have forsaken me, but thank you that you're with me.
Come on.
All my family has forsaken me, but thank God you're with me. Though my mother and my father forsake me, shall my Father in heaven, shall he take me up. It's like, everybody can forsake me, but I'm thankful. Yeah. My perspective. So perspective can literally change everything.
Yeah.
It can really change everything.
I believe it.
And if we got into that attitude of gratitude, I only imagine like how much further we could go and how much more we can do.
Real.
Because we chose to just be thankful. And I'm going to be thankful for my marriage, and I'll be thankful for my spouse. Mm-hmm.
That's a big one, marriage. Because it's like you see somebody doing something for somebody on social media, and then you look at your spouse like, he don't send me no flowers. He don't pick me up and carry it. He can't even lift me. You know what I mean? So
might be a reason why he can't leave you too.
Baby.
Huh?
You go into your mind.
Huh?
I am so thankful for my spouse, God. I just love how bold and how he speaks his heart and his mind all the time.
I sure do. No, all I said might be a reason why.
All right.
Might be a reason why.
With that, we should probably pause for.
But you know what? The good thing when he do pick you up,
come on,
you need to get you some of that Osea body oil. What I'm talking about.
Come on, you should use some of that on me tonight.
We ain't got no more. We got to order
some more. I'm about to use our code.
No. So when he do pick you up, you got to get some of that Osea body oil. Now, I don't know if you ever heard me talk about this body oil, but let me go and break it down for you real quick. That body oil, it feels like you just rubbed all type of luxurious oils all over your body.
And he uses it up, y'all.
It's as if heaven came down and touched your skin. When I tell you, I've used so many oils that when I put them on, I'm always afraid to put my shorts on or my shirt on or stuff like that because I'm afraid it's going to get all oily. Yeah. It don't do that with this body oil. I feel like my skin, that it absorbs it naturally and quickly. But it doesn't. But like usually, like during the day, if I put on lotion and I'm walking around, I look down at my knees. I'm like, God, dog, I've been kneeling over in flour. I thought I put some lotion on this morning. It don't do that with the body oil. And I love that I can put it all over my body. Jump out of the shower. You put the oil on. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Osea has, knocked it out of the park when it comes to this body oil. That is hands down my favorite product.
They have a whole line. There's like body butter.
They got a lot of stuff.
They have so much stuff. It's really, really cool. Now, you guys find your new skincare favorites at OseaMalibu.com and get a special discount just from our listeners, y'all. Now, get 10% off your first order with promo code LWTL at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Come on, let's go. Now, you're going to want it all. So go to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code LWTL.
OSEA. So for all y'all out there, man, it's clean, vegan, cruelty free,
all of that.
Safe for you, safe for the planet, safe for everybody. But get that doggone body oil. OSEA Malibu.com. Promo code LWTL. But yeah, marriage, because it's so easy for us to. I think family in general, like if you married, or even the singles. Let's deal with them little singles real quick. Because with the singles,
come on,
you complaining about not being married.
Yeah.
Then the married folks complaining about the spouse they married to. Mm-hmm. And then the married people who want kids complaining about not having kids. Mm-hmm. Then the married folk with kids or the unmarried folk or the single people, whoever got kids, they complaining over the fact they got kids. So whichever lot you got, you have to learn therein to be content. Because it never fails that somebody somewhere wishes they had what you have.
Come on.
I never forget, somebody told me that. They said, Cornelius, somebody somewhere wishes they had your problems. And I was like, really? I was like, yes, somebody somewhere wishes they had your problems. They wish they could look at their kids and say, man, I need a break.
Yeah.
They wish they could look at their wife and say, all right, we need to go to separate rooms real quick. Like they wish they could have those kind of problems. There's some people who may have lost a spouse.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, I wish I can talk to my spouse one more time. Like, I wish I can go and pick up his socks one more time, but he's not here anymore. You know, car accident, something happened. He's not here anymore. Real. You know what I mean? Or I wish I can go and pick up my kid, but something happened to my kid,
No, that's real. I feel like when you have a heart of gratitude and thankfulness, you begin to just be thankful for little things.
Yeah.
Like we could walk throughout our house if we want to just be real humble and thankful and grateful and be thankful for the lights and the water. Because we've been in countries where you're watching little boys who are 6 years old carry their family's water on their head so they can go and cook.
I saw that in Ethiopia, like
over and over again.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. So I just feel like
even a little boy I saw, the one that I saw who was helping the mule and he was carrying the water and the mule was stolen. The donkey was stolen. So he was having to carry the water himself.
Crazy.
Fell down a hill and his foot was twisted.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, he only had one good foot. He couldn't walk. He's literally begging, sitting on the street, handing out with flies all over.
That's crazy.
And it was this. I was walking down the street in Addis Ababa, and it broke my heart.
Yeah.
But I thought, like, man, you know how grateful, I was as a kid. Even though I can complain about my childhood, it's like I was grateful as a kid because I never had to go out to the pond to get any water.
Isn't that crazy?
I never had to go to the creek. I never had to go to the well. I went straight to a faucet, and we complain about a faucet.
That's real.
We complain about not having hot water, and there's some people who are like, man, I would love to have I love to have cold water. I just love to have just something that's clean.
That's real.
Something I can drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's real. I think that we have a lot of we don't have a lot of third world problems. I think we have a lot of first world problems.
Yeah.
And our focus, and it becomes very selfish because it becomes about us.
Yeah.
I didn't get this. I didn't get that. I want that new bag. I want that new thing. But I feel like when you start to be thankful, it opens up your heart to be grateful for what God has given you. And it makes you not want what somebody else has. It makes you just grateful. Because I look back over our life and I just remember our tiny little 1-bedroom.
You remember that?
Oh my gosh, it was so small.
I mean, we went from
tiny.
I think it was about 3,200 square feet. That's when I met you.
Mm-hmm.
We got married. We went from that to 900 square feet in Jackson, Mississippi.
And I just look over the progression of what God has done. And honestly, I don't think that we're anybody like special. We're just people who said yes to Jesus.
Ain't nobody special.
We didn't mean to even have a ministry. We didn't mean to have open doors. We just wanted to help people.
That's it.
And that's always been our heart, and it'll continue to be our heart.
And never asked anybody for anything. Never begged anybody for anything.
Never asked for money. Like, we never been like, hey, get in this line right here. You need to do that. Like, we were never like that.
Yeah,
right?
That hasn't been us, and that's just not how we are. So
that's not how we are, right? Yeah. And so I don't know. I just feel like I look over our life and the progression, the open doors God has given us, and I'm blown away because I'm like, it could only be God, because we did not sign up for this. We didn't even mean to help people.
Right.
Like, it just happened. Right. And it works out that way. You know what I mean? And it's funny because whatever we do, I feel like it ends up being ministry. And I'm sure you can relate.
Everything.
But like, even my stock group, like pep talks, they always say, no, this is a sermon. Like, Heather, you're really anointed. Like, you're preaching a sermon to us. And it's just, no matter what I do, it's like ministry's in me and the Holy Spirit's flowing through me, and my desire is to help people. Yeah. Whether it's with the stocks, whether it's with knowing who Christ is, whether it's beating depression, whether it's, casting out that spirit, like whatever the case is, right? Yeah. I want to help people. And I just feel like when you have that mindset, it's like you're not distracted by the clutter.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not distracted by what other people are doing and what they're not doing.
Yeah, because you're focused. You're literally focused, and you're grateful for your portion.
That's it.
Just grateful for your piece of the pie. So you don't. And then I think one of the things with gratitude, I don't mean to cut off my own self from that, but I want to get this thought out. I believe that gratitude also helps you in an arena where people are so competitive. Where everybody is competitive and everybody's like, well, I need to feel like I need to get your spot, or I need to feel like I need to do this to up you up.
I'm like, yeah, no, ain't no competition.
I feel like that's how ministry has become. It's just become like everybody's trying to get that spot. And if I can just be candid for a moment, it's almost like, within like the black community, like with the black guys, it's almost like it's become competitive to figure out. It's almost like which one I'm about to say something. Should I say that? Which one going to be the one to kiss the behind first, to be like the token one, to stand before the people and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like it's become just so competitive. It's become this competitive atmosphere. It's almost like if I can just get this one out of the way, then I can have that spot and I can do this.
That's
and
crazy. Kind of people think like that. Kind of body of Christ.
Being behind the curtain just really makes you just want to be like, ugh, this is what the church has become, like, bleh. But I think that if you just get into gratitude and thankfulness, you're like, you know what? I'm just grateful for my piece over here. And then it's just never fails it. God just seems to be like, well, thank you for being grateful. I'm going to enlarge your territory. And you're like, well, I ain't even asked for it because, I don't think I want that. But God's like, no, I can trust you with it because you're thankful with the little.
It's funny story. I remember I was joking with Logan and his birthday was coming up. And I'm like, hey, what if we just did cake and ice cream for you, just us as a family? And he had a whole party planned, all this stuff planned. So I'm like, what if we just did cake and ice cream, and that was it. He said, you know what? I would just be so thankful, and I'd just be grateful that, that you guys thought to celebrate me.
Logan said that?
He said that.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what?
Sometimes we listen to our kids, you be like, man, maybe we are good parents. We haven't failed them fully. We haven't failed them fully yet.
Right. Like he was just like,
God, no.
Like you guys thought of me, and that's special. And I'm just like, like you can have whatever you want. And I feel like God's the same way with us.
Yeah.
When we have an attitude of just being thankful for what he's done and just worshiping him in that place of just, man, God, thank you.
Yeah.
Then he begins to open up your territory because you're not complaining and murmuring like the children of Israel.
Exactly. Speaking of complaining and murmuring, I don't know if you're complaining about your cookware you got in your house, but if you is, I'm about to give you something for you to be thankful for.
The best.
When I tell you, you want to make sure that you have cookware in your home that is not toxic. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of you have other companies out there. They have their pans and stuff like that, but the coating on it is extremely toxic. So you're cooking with it, but it's toxic. Thankfully, we have Caraway, and Caraway, they provide for me. I love the fact I can wake up every morning, I can cook my eggs in a non-toxic skillet.
It's amazing.
Oh my goodness. It's absolutely amazing.
It's such a great,
easy cooking, eco-friendly, well-loved brand, but those Caraway pans, absolutely amazing. I mean, we got the kit. We have the smaller one, which is really good for my eggs. I usually throw my bacon in the air fryer, and then we have the larger pot. We have the larger skillet, so I can stir up about 2 pounds of ground beef.
The tops are so fancy. So the tops are like hanging on our wall.
I know. So like when you buy the pack, they actually give you this hanger. This hanging thing, so you can.
So it looks fancy.
I look nice. Like put it on the wall. So and that's cool because you don't have them just kind of
like everywhere,
and they give you a stanchion for your pots and your pans. So that way, if you want to just leave them out, do you have somewhere to put them? So it looks nice in the consistency of the branding of the kitchen.
I'll never buy anything else other than Caraway. You guys literally, we've been using them nonstop for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
and we swear by them. So visit carawayhome.com/LWTL to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. The deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com and use code LWTL. So that's Caraway, CARAWAY. Non-toxic cookware made modern.
Yeah. So carawayhome.com, LWTL. Yeah.
But my last point, babe, like about the children of Israel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like God got mad at them because they grumbled and they complained and they didn't go to the promised land, and they stayed in that little circle going around that mountain over and over again for 40 years. And I wonder how many times we're going around that same mountain in our life concerning certain areas because all we're doing is complaining and murmuring about what God hasn't done yet.
Yeah.
God hasn't brought me this. God hasn't done this. He hasn't paid off all my debts. He doesn't. And I feel like when we pray for things, like we almost get like a recipe, right? And God is like, okay, you want this? You want me to pay off all your debts? Okay, I'm gonna need you to cut down on your spending. I'm gonna need you to create a budget.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to do this. Like I feel like He gives us instructions, and we're so not happy and content because we want it quick. We're like, microwave. Jesus, come on, answer me right now. You're taking too long. I'm just gonna do it my own way. Let me go shopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, let me go shopping because I'm discontent.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to use a shopping cart to fill my heart because I feel like that's going to help me because it's a quick fix. It's a quick hit of dopamine.
Dopamine.
It's a quick hit of dopamine that kind of gives me an adrenaline rush. So I go out there and I buy, you buy the Gucci bag, or you buy the Gucci backpack or the Louis bag or, Balenciagas. You go out there and you buy them and you get that hit of dopamine. You look at them and you smell them and they feel so good. Then all of a sudden you wear it and you're like, this unwore off.
This is it.
This is
There's
it.
no fireworks. I don't see any fireworks.
This is all. I can't believe this is it. So I believe that God is wanting us to have, not I believe, but I know that He wants us to be grateful. He wants us to be thankful for where we are. So you want to kind of share with the people what your competition was or what your challenge was to your group, and then encourage them to also join in or not join in, but do theirs for 10 days. You do their own. Maybe with you and your spouse, you sit down and you say, hey, we not going to complain for.
Oh my gosh, let's do it together, baby.
You speak French now? We.
Do it with me for 10 days. Baby,
Huh?
10 days, do it with me.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Do I complain? I mean, no, serious question. Do I complain a lot?
Not always. I think you more so suppress.
God, no.
I think you just think about it over and over again.
And I don't ever say it.
And you don't say it and it just frustrates you, but you can tell that you're upset because you've suppressed it. So the point of the fast is not only not complaining, but not thinking complaining either.
Yeah, I almost cussed on the podcast.
So yeah. So that's like the point, because those thoughts will come in to try to attack you. And I remember I literally sang a song today. I was cooking. The enemy tried to attack me with a crazy thought. And I was just like, first of all, I'm not going to listen to you because you're a liar. I don't entertain no liars. So you about to sit here and listen to me sing this song as I worship Jesus through whatever I'm going through. Like, get out of here. So it's just capturing your thoughts, because our thoughts become words, right? So it's just saying, I'm not going to complain.
I'm down. I'm down.
Anyway,
I'm down. Then the next podcast, if we can remember, we can be able to tell you how it went.
Right, which means so we should not argue at all. I mean, we don't argue a lot anyways. But
I say we don't really we don't argue. The only time we argue is like at the end of the month.
Near my period.
That's the only time. That's the only time.
What's the end of the month?
That is I know. We getting there. Trust me, I know. That's why when you sent me the text today, I was like, what's the day? I legit looked at the calendar and was like, hold on, what is the day? Today, how close we getting to the end? If we get to the end of the month, it be getting
You're
rough.
right. My hormones are super crazy.
It be getting rough. I'll be like, God dog, like you all right? You okay? Everybody all right? Everybody okay?
I will be fasting. So it's fine.
Cool.
No complaining. I haven't complained all day, and it feels so good. I feel like I'm so at peace.
Yeah. Well, praise the Lord. Well, I'm glad you're at peace. Well, I'm at peace. What is this? All over my pants.
All right. We love you guys. Thanks for listening, tuning in.
What's on my pants?
All right. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. We love y'all. All right. Bye.